All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Peak to Middle School. My name is Narwhal.
My name is Kyle.
And today we're in the Christmas spirit.
It's all Christmas up in this bitch.
We look pretty good. Look pretty hot.
Yeah.
You know, if we're normally like a 6 out of 10, right now we're like an 8.2 out of 10.
The Santa hats and the sweaters, like, they bump us up a couple points for sure.
Yeah. I was looking for ugly.
Fucking annoying.
Yeah, if you guys are an audio listener, we have Santa hats either over or under our headphones, and we have the little balls, which are actually getting really annoying already.
Balls in my face.
And then we're both wearing ugly Christmas sweaters. But Kyle, I just need to start right off the bat, okay?
Okay.
The other day I get home from the gym, having a good day. Steve's at his desk doing some paperwork. And I'm like, oh, hey, Dad. He's like, oh, hey. And he's like, look at this. And he pulls out his thumb, and it's just all bloody, and there's like a big Band-Aid over it. And I was like, and the blood is like soaked through the Band-Aid. And I'm like, what happened? Did you like, because he's in the past like lost fingernails because he's like, will hit a hammer and he misses the nail and hits his finger.
He's got like carpenter hands for sure.
Yeah, dude, his hands are just like ruined. Like you can tell a lot about a construction guy based on how fucked up his hands are.
Well, you can tell a lot about a person based on their hands. You look at my hands and they're like, this kid has done nothing in his life.
Yeah.
Here I am.
And generally speaking, the more fucked up your hands are, the more handy you are with the world and like tools and just getting things done on your own.
Not handy.
I'm not handy.
These
either.
hands are good for nothing.
So I'm like, oh, what happened? Did you nail your hand? He goes, well, no, I hit a nail through my thumb today.
Like,
and he just
what
said,
part of the thumb?
Well, so that's the thing. I'm like, wait, like I freaked out. I'm like, are you serious? Like, did you go to the hospital? Like, because that's kind of a big deal.
I mean, I would
think that would be a big deal.
I would be crying probably.
Yeah. So it turns out he had a nail gun, which obviously way more powerful than like a hammer.
Oh God.
And so he was like doing the nail gun, and he like, I guess he missed, or he like clicked the fire button and he didn't mean to. And instead of going through the top of the thumb, which I thought originally happened, because when he showed it to me, I didn't see any holes in his fingernail, or like I thought he'd be missing his fingernail.
Well, I thought there would be like a hole just in his finger.
And that's what I thought. I'm like, what do you mean your fingernail's still there? And he goes, oh yeah, it went through the side. So he explained to me that he shot it from the side, and it went through the outside of his thumb, underneath the entire fingernail, and then outside the other side of his thumb.
Oh, wait, doesn't that like break his bone though?
Well, that's what I was saying. I'm like, so it had to have gone through your bone, right? Like, did you like break your thumb? He's like, no, he's like, it didn't even hurt. He said originally he started freaking out, and his brother works with him, my uncle. So he ran, he's like, oh shit, Dwayne. And he ran into the other room, and then my uncle started freaking out because they're like, holy shit.
I mean, he's got a nail in his hand.
Got a nail in his hand. But then as he was running into the room, he said that he realized that he wasn't even in pain. He was just psychologically thought he should be in pain.
But like, I mean, he could have been in shock though.
No. He
like they say when you snap your leg in half, you don't really feel it.
I know, but I don't think it was one of those scenarios, because he's even afterwards, after they got it out, like yesterday, today, he's had no pain. He just said it was just like,
what?
He said it felt like just like a little pinch.
Dude, he probably has no feeling in his hands. He's probably banged like all the nerves out of his hands with hammers and nails and shit.
Yeah, and like I still don't understand how he said it could not hurt at all. I don't know, like he's a really tough guy, so maybe he's exaggerating, but I'm like, I asked him, did it literally not hurt, or did it hurt but just a bearable amount of pain? And he's like, no, it didn't hurt.
Well, this is coming from a man who's dislocated both of his hips. So he knows pain.
And when he was younger, the reason his two fingers in the middle are fucked up is because when he was little, he broke one of his fingers, and his grandma thought that the best way to fix it was to just put it back straight.
Oh.
So his finger was broken, and she tried to move it back and like permanently fucked up his fingers. So now when he holds his hands like just straight, the two fingers in the middle go outward.
It's like a wide receiver's hands.
Yeah.
Dude, NFL players have the most fucked up hands.
Yeah,
There's
man.
guys that are like, dude, check out my hands, and all their fingers are just like bent in different directions.
That's what I'm saying though. You can tell a lot about like a person's career and like how
maybe
successful
Steve played in the NFL.
Maybe, dude.
Could have been.
But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to share that my dad is a complete psychopath.
He just went right back to work?
Yeah, so he went to my uncle, and then they kind of like freaked out for a second, and then they're like, all right, this is okay. Everything's fine. I'm not like in pain. I'm not going to like bleed out or whatever. So my uncle, what happened was, since it's a nail gun and it's so powerful that when it shot through, it hit like a board or something on the other side. But like,
did it go completely through his finger?
Yeah. So
like it didn't.
For those of you listening, it went through the outside of his thumb, right by the fingernail, and it went under the fingernail, through the whole finger, and then out the other side. But it was just, it must have missed the bone. It must have been above the bone, but below the fingernail or something.
So it literally shot through his thumb, like completely,
completely
in and
through
out.
his thumb. And then it wrapped around, because there's so much force from the gun, and the nail had nowhere to go. It like hit like a hard wall or something. So somehow it curled around into like a thumb ring.
What?
So it's shot through, and then it hit something, and then like went
back for round 2.
Yeah, well, it didn't go through again. It just did like a circle around so there's like a hard ring around his thumb, basically.
What?
But it's a nail.
Bro.
And so then
I would be shitting my pants.
So he went to my uncle, and my uncle took like a saw, and they saw off the curled part of the nail, take that off, and then he just yanks out the other part.
Oh.
And my dad said like he was like really worried that he thought it was one of those things where, like, you know, if you get like a knife in your leg, you're supposed to leave it in because if you pull it out, you could bleed out. He's like, maybe it doesn't hurt while it's in, but when he pulls it out, it'll hurt a lot. But then he pulled it out, and he said it didn't hurt.
Well, did he put like disinfectant stuff on it before he got back to work?
I told him to, but he worked the rest of the day, and then I didn't find out till nighttime. He still didn't go to the doctor. He's like, oh, I got my tetanus shot 4 years ago, and they last for 20 years. Which
I don't think they don't. They definitely don't. I think they last for like 4 years.
I think he said, I don't know. I'm like, I don't think they last that long. He's like, no, they last at least 10 years. And I'm like, all right, dude. What is tetanus?
I know it's when you get stabbed by something metal. But what tetanus is
it like a disease or like an infection?
Both? Infection disease? I don't know, dude.
Okay.
Probably some sort of disease. I don't know anything about diseases.
Yeah.
We talked about polio. Don't know what that is. We talked about
scarlet fever.
Well, that can make you deaf and blind. That I know.
But yeah, you know what? We should get Steve on the podcast again sometime soon in 2020, early 2020.
Did he keep the nail?
No.
Oh.
But he has. I was thinking it'd be interesting to have him go through all his injuries throughout his life, because he has a pretty crazy track record.
I'm sure he does.
The reason he has fake hips is because in a basketball game, he got like stuck in like, this was when he was probably like 20 years old or something, was at a community college, and he went up for like a rebound or something, and he came down in like an awkward sort of like a splits position, and then someone like fell on him and like basically forced him into the splits. And then he said after that, it just fucked up his hips. I think he told it the first time he was on. But my dad fell off of a building they were doing construction on.
Yeah, and like almost landed on that bar.
He almost landed on like a rebar that almost went like impaled his body.
He could have died so many times.
Yeah, man. But anyways, Kyle.
Bro, first of all, dude, this is Steve's sweater and it's so itchy. Yeah, like I have a shirt underneath it too, and I'm still like itching all over there.
It looks like that material that SpongeBob wore his sweater, where it's made of like eyelashes.
Yeah. Well, it's Christmas season.
It is Christmas season, and in honor of Christmas, I want to talk about my eyebrows. No, it has nothing to do with Christmas. But this morning, you ever just get hairs that just sprout out of nowhere? Like,
where are you talking?
Like on my eyebrows. Normally, I keep my eyebrows pretty maintained. Bro, this morning.
I don't do shit for my brows.
Or no, it was my ear.
What? Losing track of where you're getting hair?
I don't have like ear hair. Like some people got.
You might though.
Actual.
You might not even
hair.
Notice.
No, I don't. I would notice.
I'd probably make fun of you.
Yeah, like I don't got ear hair like that, but
I get nose hairs.
See, I don't get that. Yo, the old people that get nose hairs that come out of their nose,
I know,
and they're like long.
Dude, they hurt to pull out too. I need to get a nose hair.
I've never once done that, and I hope I never have to do that. But sorry, it wasn't my eyebrows, but I was plucking my eyebrows in the mirror, and I see my ear, and on the outside of my ear, bro, I had the longest ear hair I've ever seen. It could have been a hair on my head, and it was coming out of. It was just one singular hair on just the main part of my ear, like the little curve on the top,
What the heck?
and it was just like sprouted out.
Did it hurt?
No,
Pull
I
it
just
out?
I know I just pulled it out, but dude, it had to have been that long, like like at least a few inches. And I don't
just
know.
picture you like running around and it's like kind of flopping in the breeze. Like that thing's been around for a while. Like that takes
No, but that's the thing is like it was in like the wide open. So don't you think I would have? How could I have missed it for however long it's been growing? I
maybe
honestly
it like tucked behind your ear for the most part.
it's not that long, but
You said it was a couple inches.
yeah.
I think you're exaggerating. There's no way if it was a couple
No,
inches,
it was that long.
so it had to have had some like little dangle to it, you know?
Yeah, but I don't know. I think that there are parts of your body where certain hairs will just grow back insanely long, insanely quickly that have
Yeah.
like steroids compared to the other hair spots.
I get one really thick black hair on my forearm that I
Yeah.
always pluck, but sometimes I'll just get random eyebrow hairs that are like not really on my
Yeah.
eyebrow
And
they
they're
hurt.
so long.
Yeah, and they hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I'm not a big hairy person. But I guess
that sounded like Michael Scott. But
like I get gorilla neck, but then like when I'm getting a haircut, they like sometimes they'll miss a couple, and I looked in the mirror the other day and like they had missed some for like probably the last couple haircuts.
Yeah, dude.
There's just like 3 hairs. They're like way too long.
Dude.
And they hurt. I tried to pull them out and they hurt. It's like in the middle of my spine.
Individual. That doesn't count as gorilla neck if they're just individual hairs.
No, but it's like a couple. Well, yeah.
Gorilla neck is when you got like a whole section of
No,
hair.
I know. Which I do have, but it like there reaches a point where there's no more, you know, and then maybe like there's a couple inches of space, and then it like there's a couple like
so you just
little
have really
stragglers.
high hair, like hairs that are really high on your back, that are just individual
yeah,
hairs.
because I don't have like I'm not a hairy back person.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, dude, I got a couple that are like on my spinal cord that are dude like I'm afraid that if I pluck them out, like I might start losing blood,
Yeah, like you might pull out like some spinal
like part of
fluid.
my spine, and I start just like draining and melting.
Yeah, I have this pet peeve about when I get haircuts. Like a big reason I like to get a haircut is because of my gorilla neck. And for those of you who don't know the term, gorilla neck is when you like
Have the neck of a gorilla.
it's just if you don't get a haircut for a while and like down kind of the back sides and the outsides of your neck,
Yeah.
your hair just gets a little too thick and it looks
doesn't
gross.
look good. Yeah.
The other day Kyle texted me and he goes like, I don't know exactly what you said, but it was something like, yo, turn on ESPN. This guy's got horrible gorilla neck.
I did.
And I switched to I turn on ESPN and this guy, as I turn it on, it shows the back of the head of the guy that you're talking about.
Was the guy that was running down the court? The BYU guy?
No, it was a different time.
That guy was my favorite.
But anyways, I like to get, the main reason I even get haircuts is because I want them to make my gorilla neck look cleaner and just clean it up. But the thing is like I'm a pretty hairy guy. And so like if I wear a shirt that's like sort of, you know how certain t-shirts are more like high necked than others?
Yeah.
Some are just more like low cut or whatever.
Yep.
If I forget to wear a lower shirt and I wear like a regular t-shirt that's like sort of high around my neck, they'll clean up my gorilla neck, but then I'll go home and I'll take my shirt off and there's a little part underneath where the shirt was that they didn't see.
See, you gotta wear like loose. You wear one of those like super wide ones that shows like your collarbones.
Yeah, I don't know. I got to do something like that.
Yeah, like at what point are you allowed to wear like a tank top to like get your hair cut? Like at what point do they stop trimming your gorilla neck? Like if you got like mega back hair and you got gorilla
You're gonna
neck,
have to pay extra for this.
yeah,
bud.
but it's like at what point do you just like stop the line? You know?
I think you just keep going. Like if you're willing to pay for it, they'll probably shave your asshole.
I don't think so. I don't think you can walk into a sports clips and get your ass shaved. I've tried, trust me.
Maybe in the back room.
Yeah,
Those places
true.
always got one of those back rooms. You know.
I
never know
really
what
don't think
happens
they
back
do,
there.
but yeah, I mean that's just the break room. But hey, what happens in the break room stays in the break room. Am I right? Man. Well, Christmas
time.
Christmas is here.
What's going on for Christmas?
Well, I'm gonna be in Madrid.
I'm gonna be in South Carolina and then California. I'm going all over the place.
Oh.
So, Kyle, what are you gonna do when you're in Europe? Madrid.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing?
I'm going next Saturday. Well, wait, when's this?
Well,
I'm already there.
Yeah, he's in
I'm already
Europe.
there. Yeah. So I don't know. What are we gonna do? We don't really have much planned. We're gonna go do some Spanish Christmas. They celebrate on the 24th, I guess. That's when they do their main things. I don't know if it's always like that in the U.S. though, because like we always did Christmas morning on the 21st or on the 25th,
21st.
on the 25th. But some people are like big Christmas Eve people, and they'll do all their stuff on Christmas Eve and then just do like nothing on Christmas Day.
Yeah, it really just depends on the family. We have some family friends that'll do everything Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day is just for like just chilling.
Yeah, I'm a big Christmas morning guy.
Yeah, but that's just because that was the norm for you growing up. Like if you grew up always celebrating on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, but I just like waking up to presents is better than like waiting all day and then it's like, oh, finally. You know what I mean?
No, but they might do the same thing on Christmas Eve morning.
I can't remember. I don't remember. Well, anyways.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna do some Spanish Christmas. I bought an ugly sweater to wear.
You're gonna wear that in Europe?
Yeah.
People are gonna love it.
Well, no. I asked my sister. I was like, "Are ugly sweaters like real? Or I mean, are they like a thing in Europe?" And apparently they are.
Okay.
So, and her boyfriend actually has a sloth one, and I've just bought a sloth one.
So you're gonna be matching her boyfriend?
We're gonna be matching. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're not a family that'll like plan like a ton of things. Like this day we're gonna go ice skating, and then we're gonna go snow fishing, and then we're gonna go
snow fishing, ice fishing.
Yeah, but you could go snow fishing too.
I guess there's snow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not really. Well, I don't know. Sometimes we are, but for some reason we like haven't planned anything. So I think we're kind of just gonna show up and do whatever.
Just wing it.
Yeah.
I like those trips the best. I'm not like a big fan of like
planning stuff.
I mean, we can plan some things. I just hate when like every day you have like a full itinerary and it's like at 12:30 we're doing this and we're leaving promptly at 1 to go to do this.
That's
like,
too much. But I like to have a couple things like if there's something I really want to do, it's like plan out a day for it. But we only have like one thing planned where it's like some hike up some cliff or something and we have to wear helmets.
You have to wear helmets on the hike?
Yeah, that's all I know.
How come? Are there like rocks falling off the cliff?
I have no idea. I think we need to like maybe like rappel ourselves up or
whoa.
I have no idea. We need helmets. That's all I know.
Dang, that's exciting.
Yeah, so we're doing that. Hopefully I don't die. But I'm gonna be there for New Year's, and apparently on New Year's in Spain they do this thing where they eat like a bunch of grapes. Like near during the countdown, it's like the last 10 minutes you like eat a grape, or the last 10 seconds you eat like 14 grapes or something.
Okay, so they're like Chubby Bunny with grapes.
Yeah, and then like that's.
But like, do you put one in, chew it, swallow it, put another one in, or do you just put them all in? Like,
from what it sounds like, it's like one per second, or like one every 5 seconds, and it's like you're just like pounding grapes to end.
But
are
you biting them, or you're trying to just hold them in your mouth?
I don't know. I'm gonna find out. And she said it. My
right.
sister said it's like the seed grapes. So there's like I'm gonna have a hella seeds.
Yeah.
It's like I'm gonna be just shooting seeds at people. Like I'm gonna be drunk, so like I might be shooting seeds at random Spanish people.
I don't think you want to be shooting your seed to just anybody.
You're right. Yeah, I shouldn't be shooting my seed around Spain. That'd be bad. Especially with my family. Anyways.
Okay, Kyle. So. You're gonna be there. While you're there, I'm gonna be in South Carolina because my aunt.
Super country. Well, no,
is it?
I don't know.
I've never been over there, so I don't really know.
Good barbecue.
What's pretty crazy to me is my aunt and uncle used to live here, and maybe I don't know 3-4 years ago they moved down there, and my family has not yet visited there. Just timing has never worked out, so it's gonna be our first time in South Carolina in general. But what blows my mind is so my uncle's white and my aunt is black, and I just am so mind blown. They told us that like it's like very like weird about interracial couples down there.
Oh yeah.
And there's like a ton of like, I don't know if prejudice is the right word, but like they told us that just the other week they went to like this nicer restaurant and they wouldn't get served.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they sat down.
That's terrible.
And they went there, and I don't know the whole story, but I think it was like a nicer restaurant. Bro. And like they got seated and they had like a waiter. And so it wasn't like directly like really rude, but basically they said that like they got waters or something. And then the people would just never come back to take their order. And all these other people would get sat next to them, would get their orders. And they would like ask people like, we're ready to order. And people would just not come take their order. And they said there's a lot of stuff like that go on when there's an interracial couple.
But if it's like two black people, are they fine with it?
Yeah, like I think if it's two white people, they're fine with it. And if it's two black people, they're fine with it. But they said that it's still really weird about like the culture's just like the black community is, I guess, weird about
That just
like a mixed race, and so is the white community.
that just blows my mind. Like growing up in Seattle, like no one cares about that.
Yeah, like that. If,
There's so
if
many
some, something
mixed-race
would
families.
never happen.
No, and
Over
if it did,
here.
it would be like the
A
end of the
big deal.
world. Like it's like just bombs dropping on these people.
Yeah, and
That's crazy.
they said like it'll happen all the time. Like if they'll go to like a store together, they'll get a bunch of stares and
Damn,
like
dude, that would make me start like fighting people. Like I'd be so pissed.
see, but they're not like that. They actually, not that they enjoy it, but they're big on like being the bigger person, and like we're gonna be the respectful couple that realizes that like these people are kind of stuck in the olden days. We're past that. But yeah, it's just I mean, obviously it's not like it's unlivable. If it was like that
Like
all
that
the
big of a
time,
deal.
I'm sure they would like move, but I think it's more like on occasions they'll get weird vibes or
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Oh, that just sucks that that's still a thing.
Yeah, I know. But so our buddy Blake was on the podcast, and he's from Louisiana, and that kind of sounds like, from what he was saying, it's similar to, just sounds like kind of the whole South is like that
Yeah,
still.
Virginia's like that too. My dad lived there. Yeah, I don't know, but also people in the South are super polite,
Which is
a
But-
little contradictory. But it's like they're very like, oh yes, ma'am, no, ma'am.
yeah,
Let me hold this door for you.
yeah. I think
That's the worst Southern accent.
I think yes and no, ma'am, and like sir. I like that part of that culture. I wish that was a thing up here. There's
I think
something
it's kinda
special about
dumb.
like, I like, by no means would I ever expect anybody to call me sir or something.
I would be feel uncomfortable if some little kid called me sir.
Really? I would feel like I would feel like, oh, that's a sign of like respect for whatever reason, and it's just like, I don't know. I feel like it's a way to like show that you like appreciate each other.
Yeah, but
Like if you go to your friend's house, instead of being like, hey, what's up? Like,
Steve.
yeah, what's up, Steve? It's like, oh, hey, sir. It's like there's a different that's different in some way.
Yeah,
know what I mean?
I guess. I mean, I get that as like a respect thing, and like I think I've thrown sir around a
Yeah.
couple times, but I don't know. To me, that it feels like I wouldn't want to get called sir because it makes me feel like I'm above you, and I don't know.
You could call him sir. He's like, hey, sir. You're like, nope, I'm not
No.
sir. You're sir.
yes, sir. No, sir. Yeah, no, I don't know.
But okay, but if you had a daughter and she's like a 9th grader, you're like 50 or something.
Let's do the math here.
Yeah.
If she's 15,
And you're 50. You're
35, that can work.
Yeah, that's pretty normal.
Okay.
You have a 9th grade daughter, and her like first real boyfriend comes over for dinner.
I'm gonna fuck that kid up.
Would you appreciate if he came and was like, oh, hi, sir, it's nice to meet you, instead of being like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, I would appreciate that.
See,
but-
that's
all right, but I'm not saying like I would appreciate like, oh, hello, Mr. Blank, how's it going?
Mr. You're
Not like my last name would change, but hey, maybe by the time I get married, it'll be so woke that I'll change my last name.
Maybe it'll get to a year when like the girls keep their last name and
Yeah,
guys
some
change
people
it.
do that. I've heard
Yeah.
of people do that, and like my first thing is to laugh, but why is that even a thing that like you take the man's name?
I don't know. It's just tradition. I mean, you obviously need to share a name if you're a family. So it's
No, you don't.
But I mean, for like legal reasons, it's probably easier to keep track
Yeah.
of everything if everyone's got the same name.
I mean, yeah, it is easier, but I know a lot of people don't change their last name.
yeah, I don't know. I get that, but like honestly, if I'm getting married, it's like, just give me this one thing. It's like you get to like, well, you have to suffer through having childbirth.
Well, they don't have to.
Okay, no, but what I'm saying is like, if you get married and you plan on having a kid, the
Okay.
girl is gonna be the one that births the child.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So it's only fair that I change my last name for them. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying just
she also has to change her last name.
what?
Is that what you're saying?
Dude,
Sorry,
you're making. Just
I'm
let me
sorry,
explain what I'm
sorry.
saying.
I'm trying to dig you into a hole.
Yeah, if she gives birth, just give this thing to me. So, like, I would want my wife to change her last name to my last name.
But
I think that should be like,
okay,
I would want that.
yeah, that's fine to want that, but I don't understand your argument of like you have to give birth, so you also have to change your name.
No, I'm saying like, there's a few like big things in life. One is like having a child, right?
Correct.
And she's the one who like grows the child.
Yeah.
and I can't experience that.
So like you get the last name.
Yeah, so just give me my last name. So like,
All right,
because
that
if
sounded very backwards.
why?
Because then it's like another thing that she's doing for you.
Okay, yeah, no, I mean I see that, but I don't know. I'm just like, no, I mean
I get what you're saying. I'm just making you sound worse than you're trying.
I don't know. Like I get that girls want to keep their last name, but it's like just give me this thing. Like I don't know why that's a big thing to me, but like I take pride in my last name, and I just want you to.
Yeah, I mean,
if I'm gonna marry you, I want you to have my last name. That sounds pretty cool.
That's fair. I mean,
you know,
it's fair. I mean, if somebody disagrees with it, then maybe they're not the right person. But like,
now if my last name was like Balls. If it was like Balls or something, or like
John
shit,
Balls.
I would
John Ass.
I would change my last name to hers. But if my last name is decent, that like I'm an easygoing person.
Oh, you would actually change your last name to hers if your last name was like Balls or something?
Yes. If my last name sucked,
but why couldn't you could pick your own last name?
Okay, but I think but
John,
why pick a new one when you could just take your wife's last name?
I mean,
you know?
I guess. But what if her last name's like Cock?
Cock and Balls. Cock and Balls got married.
Hey, that's like a match made in heaven.
Then maybe you mix them so it's like Bach.
Maybe that's how Bach started.
Yeah, or calls.
Calls.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just it's not like a huge thing. It's not a deal breaker. Like if there's like a girl in my dreams,
you could hyphenate the last names. John Cock Balls.
We're so stupid.
Oh god.
But it's not a deal breaker for me. But for some reason, it's just like I'm easygoing, but that's just one thing that like just give me that thing.
That's one of the things you want to hold on to from like the past.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
and like I think I like my last name. I think Farrar is a cool last name.
It's not your real last name though.
But that's kind of why it's special, you know, because it's like an adopted last name. So it's like this whole legacy behind it of like story of like
is wrong.
No, it's like it helps you remember like the story of my great grandfather. Because if we lose the last name, then it's like you lose the story of him like getting adopted by this family and stuff.
But then you also lose everything before that, where it was a different last name.
Yeah, but we don't know any shit before that anyways.
Well, you know you're probably related to me.
I know.
You got to do your DNA test. See how Norwegian you truly
what
are.
if like they get to a point where you can really do tests that are like DNA tests that are so accurate in like 100 years from now that are way more accurate and can trace back way more years, and they actually could find out that like
what
we literally were related,
like our great grandfathers
yeah,
are the same person.
That'd be pretty crazy, man.
What would that make us?
Weird cousins.
Yeah. Well, I know if you do it and you're like closely related to somebody, I don't know how far it goes, but like I think it goes to like cousins maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you would pop up if you were like that closely related to me.
Yeah.
So there's a chance.
We'll do that sometime in 2020. I'll get my DNA test.
It would also be fun to do if you just take two people's DNA and you give it to them and say, how closely are we related? Or what is our link?
Oh, you can do that?
No, I said that would be cool.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you can. But like if you and your wife like weren't sure if you were related somehow, if you have like the same if your last name's like both Johnson.
Are people weird about that?
I don't know. I mean,
like getting married.
I would be weird if I found out like it was like my second cousin or something.
Yeah, I know, but like if you just met a random person with the last name Stafford, would you be weird about like dating them? Because
I think I'd want to find out like
really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't even like
because Stafford's not that common.
I wouldn't even like that wouldn't even cross my mind as like a thing. No, I get what you're saying. I'm just saying I wouldn't even like think of that possibility that like maybe they're like my third cousin.
I'd probably ask like, so what are your relatives? And just like see if they're closely related.
Yeah.
Because there is a point where it's like illegal to marry. But I think that's like first cousins unless you're like in Alabama.
Yeah. Yo, is it like,
dude, that's so gross that people do that.
Is it weird to marry like your third cousin though? You're not like, I get that by blood, like technically you are related. I get that. But when it comes down to it, you don't even like your families don't know each other. You've never like met. I mean, really?
Yeah. I don't know.
You're kind of not related. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess. But if you can see that bloodline and like all those people in between, that might be a little more weird. Where it's like, oh yeah, your Uncle Joe, that's my Uncle Joe. Well, then you're just cousins.
Okay, but yeah, so I'm third cousins are way removed from like your immediate family.
Look, it's just a little weird. I don't know.
It's a little weird, but
you kind of mess up the family tree.
I want to talk to some couple that's like married that they're like sort of related.
Yeah, I mean,
just gonna hear the story.
I technically dated my first no.
What?
No. It was step second cousin once removed. There was no blood.
Wait, how?
Her stepdad is my mom's cousin's son.
Wait. So her stepdad
is my mom's cousin's
son.
So he's my second cousin. I'm actually related to him, but her I'm not.
Okay.
Yes.
Dude, that's so weird.
It was weird, but it was
That's funny. Yeah, so it's Christmas.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas, everybody. This is a shit show.
Do you like eggnog?
This episode is a disaster.
Do you like eggnog? Dude, I don't think I've ever had eggnog.
I tried eggnog actually for the first time over Thanksgiving break, but it was alcoholic eggnog.
Let's see.
Which was it was good. Like it was like tasted just like a peppermint creamy drink kind of.
See, I thought it tasted like egg.
No, see, nog. I think that what does nog taste like?
Nog doesn't sound good.
Well, I'll tell you this. I tried alcoholic eggnog. It might have had like some flavoring in it, but it did not taste like egg nor nog. It tasted like peppermint Bailey's drink sort of thing.
Is Bailey's nog?
No, Bailey's is like a
milky.
Yeah, it's like a creamy
beige.
creamy beige winter drink.
All right.
Bailey's is good.
I've had part of like a Bailey's milkshake. It was good.
Yeah. I mean, no, Bailey's is good. Bailey's is just like a watery milkshake, basically.
With alcohol.
Yeah, it's an alcoholic milkshake that just melted in the sun.
Okay.
But, yeah, eggnog.
Do you have any nog currently?
No. We could go get some nog. Oh, that's what we should have done. We should have had like some nog on the episode.
That's gross, though.
No, but you've never tried it. It's good.
It's one of those things I know I'm not going to like. I would try it. If it was in front of me, I would try it.
I don't know if you'd like regular nog because I've never tried it. But if you had what I had.
Peppermint nog.
Peppermint alcoholic nog, you would like it.
Most alcoholic things I'll drink.
Yeah.
Maybe that's alcoholism. Maybe that's alcoholism. Maybe that's just me being 21 and wanting to drink anything I can.
Yeah, Kyle. All right. So, wait. So, like I said, I'm going to be in South Carolina, and then I'm going to go to Palm Springs for a little bit, and then I'm going to come back here, hang out with my friends that are here for break. You're going to be gone, so I'm going to get to finally hang out with people without you bothering us.
Well,
it's going to be so awesome.
Well, when are you back?
I get back the night of like New Year's, like December 31st.
So you got like 4 days without me.
Yeah, it'll be nice.
So you better, okay.
And then I'm going to be taking care of Kyle's cats while he's gone. So that'll be exhilarating.
Yeah. See if they scratch you or bite you, because fucking look at my finger. See, Steve may have gotten a nail through his finger, but I have a scratch on my finger, and it really hurts. Wow. She scratched right on my cuticle, and it hurt.
You're a warrior, man.
She's just a bitch.
Kyle, take me through your just traditional Christmas morning routine.
Well, back in the day, we used to go over to my grandma's on like Christmas Eve, and I remember we had to take the ferry to get over there, so we do like presents over there, just like with my grandma and cousins, and then we drive back, and it was always like at night. I'd be like I just remember half asleep, falling asleep in the car on the ferry, driving home, and just knowing like tomorrow's Christmas.
Tomorrow's gonna be the day.
A new day, and tomorrow is the day. Yeah, and I would never be able to sleep, and then I'd wake up Christmas morning. And I was the kid that's like, oh my god, it's Christmas, and then I would put on my bathrobe, my red bathrobe.
Was it like a
only wore it on
material,
Christmas.
Or was it like a fuzzy? Or
it was like a fuzzy.
So
I probably wore it like 3 times, and it was just 3 different Christmases.
Did you ever have one of those bathrobes that was like towel material? Those kind of suck.
No, that sounds terrible.
You know, like a just a towel, but it's like
I know what a towel is.
But it's like a Snuggie kind of, but it's towel material. So it's a bathrobe, but it's made out of a towel.
That sounds.
You never
kinda
had one of
trash.
those?
No, it was like kind of.
Like a blanket,
Yeah, like a blanket.
like this material, like our hats, kind of.
sort of.
Okay.
Not as soft.
Okay.
Yeah, and then my dad would be over early in the morning to stuff our stockings. Turns
Oh.
out Santa doesn't actually bring presents. I learned that.
That's some bullshit.
When did you find out Santa wasn't real?
I don't know what like grade or age I was exactly, but I don't know. What's the normal time when most kids figure it out? Like
I feel like if you're in
grade?
middle school and still believing in Santa,
It's
like,
too late.
It's a little late.
Yeah, I think I probably figured out in like 4th grade.
Yeah, I feel like
Fourth
around that too.
or 5th.
I figured out the tooth fairy first, and then after that, it was like a domino effect. I started realizing that like just nothing was real.
Yeah, I remember. Do you remember a specific moment in your mind when you made the connection that Santa wasn't real or like anything
don't-
wasn't real? Because I have particular memories for each one.
Really?
Yeah, so for Santa, there was 3 years in a row where I got a gift in this Denver Broncos box. So like, you know those boxes that like they're like they're not wrapped, but the boxes themselves are like wrapping paper kind of. So
Yeah,
it's just like a gift box, but it has like
yes.
a cool design on it.
Bro, one of my grandmas used to use those boxes over and over. My dad's and my aunts said like, these are the boxes we got when we were kids. And they just, dude, when we cleaned out my grandma and grandpa's basement, we found so many gift bags, like
Yeah, dude.
thousands of gift bags. It was insane. They never threw a single one away.
It's like my family too. They hate spending money, and
Yeah.
so we just like hoard all these like.
Yeah.
Bro, we have so much fucking wrapping paper. It's
Yes.
insane. Like we're never gonna go through. We could use the wrapping paper for the rest of my parents' lives, the rest of my life, and we'd still have leftovers.
Jeez.
But there was this one gift box that had the Denver Broncos on it because like a lot of my family's from Denver, and I got a gift 3 years in a row. And I asked my mom, like, "Hey, Mom,
You got the same gift?
no, the same box." And I was like, "Mom, how does Santa get the Denver Broncos box again? Because we kept it. We had it last year. How did he get it back?" And then she tried to I stumped her because she tried to explain it. And I was like, "I don't think Santa could come back and get this box from our house." And that's when I realized. And then with the Easter Bunny.
Oh, I never believed in the Easter Bunny. My parents were just like, yeah, we're going to go hide the eggs.
See, my mom was big into making us believe. And one day we had like a lot of our cousins over. And we kind of just hang out, you know, like chill during the morning and afternoon. But then once it gets to like middle of the afternoon, we would do our egg hunt. And then all of a sudden I was hanging out with my other little cousin named Chris, who was also my age. And we realized like, how come all the older girls just disappeared at the same time? There was like 5 other girls that are like my sister and our other cousins that are like way older than us.
They all just disappeared.
They just poof. We're like, all right, let's go find them. So we sneak out, and then we see them like darting between bushes, trying to
Hiding the
stay
eggs.
out of like our view. And we caught them, and then my mom got really mad.
At them?
No, at us for like going to search for them. And I was like,
I mean,
like,
you were
come
been
on.
lying to me for like 10 years.
yeah.
Damn. I remember the tooth fairy. I think I just like confronted my mom one day, and then I was literally like, "Mom, just tell me, is the tooth fairy real?" And she goes, "No."
I could just picture your mom like, I don't know why, but I could just picture your mom like kind of laughing and trying, like thinking if she should lie to you and just being like, "No, it's
Yeah,
not,
she's just
son."
like, "No, it's not real." And I don't really remember like discovering Santa wasn't real. I think it kind of just came together and it just became a thing that I realized he wasn't real.
So they never definitively told you like Santa is not real.
I don't think so.
Yeah, the thing is like even when I made the connection that Santa couldn't get those boxes back, my mom knew that I knew that he was fake,
But she's not gonna bring it up.
but she just kept lying and kept saying like, "Oh, well, you can believe that all you want. Santa's real though."
Wait, so Santa would actually bring you presents? Santa just filled my stockings.
Oh, see, yeah, our family did it different. We like I would have one present from Santa.
Oh, okay.
So I'd get like one thing from my mom and
That
like
sucks.
a
Your
thing
parents
from my
just buy you
dad,
an extra gift.
and then like a thing from Santa. Yeah.
Yeah.
But all right, so you wake up in your bathrobe.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have clothes on under your bathrobe?
No, dude, there's a year where like I just have boxers on.
Oh, I thought you were like naked.
See my little balls? Like I'm just like sitting in a chair and just like little 10-year-old balls.
It's like Michael Scott. Doesn't he have an
Yeah,
episode?
yeah. He's doing yeah. No, I had underwear on, but there's just like this one year where I have like the worst bed head. I had that long like Bieber hair, and my head looks like a big coconut, and I have just like tighty whities on and my bathrobe, and it's just a bad look. But that was Christmas morning, and we would just go down and open presents, and then like eat food, and then we'd go to like my dad's house and do stuff, more Christmas stuff
For like the second half of the day.
Yeah. So that's like the good thing about divorced parents is you kind of get like a second Christmas.
Yeah.
At least that's the way that I looked at it.
Yeah. Would your dad be over at?
Yeah,
your
he'd come
mom's
over
house
in the morning. Yeah.
That's nice.
And then we do like more stuff over there.
Yeah. But like, did you guys have any particular like Christmas morning food?
Not that I remember, but I remember. Well, so my family, we always do a couple things for Christmas. Although we're actually not doing it this year because I work a lot and there's no day that works, so it sucks. But we always make kroomkake, which is this Norwegian pastry, I guess. And I'm trying to think of what's in it. It's like cardamom. You know what cardamom is?
No.
I think it's cardamom. It's like this little shit you ground in this little bowl.
Okay.
And it just like has a certain smell to it. It makes me think of Christmas. But yeah, it's just these pastry things, and you roll them in like this little like weird cone thing.
Okay.
And they look like these little kind of cones. And they're really good.
What would you compare them to? Is it like a cookie? Is it like a churro?
There's not much you can really compare it to. Some people put like cream inside of it. We usually don't. We usually just eat
Is
them.
it like
We just raw dog
soft?
'em. When it's fresh,
Like a
it's
waffle cone?
Yeah, it's kind of like a waffle cone. A little like a waffle cone.
Okay.
I can.
But with shit like sweet stuff inside.
Well,
of
we
it?
never did that. I've seen it like that before, but we never did that.
So it's like eating a plain waffle cone.
Yeah, it's good though. You just like keep going.
Okay.
You just keep, dude. When they're fresh, they're so good.
I
You
need to
guys-
try some cream cock.
What'd you just say?
Cream cock.
Cream cock? Yeah, it's kroomkake. Krumkake.
Sounds like some cream to cock to me.
It looks like crumb cake. Anyways, yeah, that's a tradition. My aunt and uncle would always come over, and my cousins, and we'd always make that just because we're super Norwegian.
Yeah.
And then, what else do we do? Oh yeah, we don't have Christmas tree this year.
You don't have a Christmas tree?
I mean, we're gonna be gone, so there's no
Yeah.
point. And our cats would just probably eat it or destroy it.
See, I can
both.
appreciate that though. Like you guys realize that we're not going to be here, so there's no point to like set up a Christmas tree.
Yeah, and we always get a real tree.
Oh.
Always a real
Okay.
tree.
See, my family, we're not even going to be here on Christmas, but my mom and sister insisted that we set up a bunch of Christmas decorations and a tree.
Dude, you guys had a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and I'm like, guys, why do we have so many things up? We're literally not going to be here on Christmas. And they're like, oh, it's just because it's Christmas season. And I'm like, this seems like a bit much, but
Yeah. It is.
all right. Well, I'll take you through my routine.
Oh wait, but then we also we always put on the Charlie Brown Christmas music and decorate the tree. And there's these like
You decorate it the morning of Christmas?
no. This is like before Christmas,
oh.
just like a couple days before. Yeah, we decorate it with Charlie Brown music on. There's always a fight somehow when we were younger. Me and my sister would somehow fight in between like putting on ornaments and like buying our tree. There was always some sort of fight where it's like, "Ow, you stepped on my foot," or like, "You're not holding the heavy part of the tree." Like, why do I always hold the heavy part of the tree when we're like bringing it inside? I don't know. We just
I feel
fought
like
about
you and
dumb
your
things.
sister fought about drastically different things than me and my
Dude,
sister.
we fought about like the dumbest things ever. Like I would get mad that Karina wouldn't. This is something that still bugs me. Like if we get home from like a trip, like camping, and there's a bunch of shit in the car, she just like immedately goes inside and she's like, I just need to see the cats. Like I need to lay down.
That's the worst.
And then me and my mom end up bringing everything in.
Yeah, bro, my sister always does this excuse of like, oh, I have to go use the bathroom.
Yes, dude. She
And it's
always
like,
does that.
You're just gonna go sit in the bathroom while we bring in all the shit.
Exactly. God. Sorry, Karina, but it's true, and you know it's true. My mom knows it's true. Yeah. What about you?
All right, so I would always wake up at fucking like 4:45 in the morning.
Oh, it's like the worst kid. Your
I-
parents are just like, fuck
no,
off,
no, no,
go
no.
to bed.
I was respectful.
Oh, that's good.
Well, when I was really little, I would wake up and I would wake my sister up, and she would actually get up with me because we were both equally excited. When I was like 6 and she was like 10, actually maybe a little older than 6. Maybe I was 8 and she was 12. We would both get really excited. But then there came an age when I would still be really excited and she would want to sleep.
Teenage years.
Yeah, so I would go downstairs and like I had such a thrill. Like it was such a thrilling time of like having to sneak down the stairs. And like I don't know about your family, but with my family, we don't put any gifts under the tree until
Oh, really?
like literally the night. Like I would never see any gifts until the morning of.
Oh, see, I usually did. Well, there's one story I'll tell after, but yeah.
Okay. So like usually going downstairs on Christmas morning was my first time seeing the gifts under the tree. And what I would do is I would just spend like 3 hours until I couldn't wake my parents up until like 7:45 or something.
Just examine the gifts.
So I would just like look at them and like shake them and try and figure out what I was getting. And we'd have like stockings and I would like get like gum or like.
Do you know where your parents hid the presents? Like, did you ever look for them?
I never. Well, actually,
I had 1 year where
one time I did go look, but I think it was for my a birthday gift instead of a Christmas gift. But there was one time I kind of regret that I feel like a shitty kid for doing that, but
I did too.
I went and I searched for it, and one time I actually found the hidden gift, but it was already wrapped.
Well, so you didn't really.
Yeah, but like it was such a bad because I was being all sneaky. My parents were gone. I found the gift and it was wrapped, and I was like, "Fuck!" But
yeah, see, 1 year I got a bike, and there's just like nowhere to hide a bike.
Yeah.
So my mom put it in her closet, and then she wrote like a thing on her closet door that said, "If you're older than like 12, you're not allowed inside this room." And she literally just told me like, "Don't go in there. Something's in there for you." Of course I went in there.
What a bitch. See, I could at least, if my mom told me like, listen, I'm just going to tell you I got you a gift and it's hidden here, so just don't go look. I would respect that.
Look, when you're like 11 and all you want is to like just to know what you're getting. Plus, I'll say my older neighbor totally influenced me to go in there. He was over and he's like, "Dude, you have to see." Or like he went in there and he's like, "Dude, you're getting a bike." And I was like, "Oh shit."
Oh, he told you?
And then my sister found out that I knew, and of course she tells on me.
Oh
it's like,
my God.
So then my mom knew, and it's like, come on. So yeah, I got a bike 1 year. I also remember one time, dude, this is really stupid, but there was this thing that I saw on TV that I thought was so cool. That was like this big giant frisbee that's like inflatable, and it looks like an alien thing. And I wanted one so bad. I don't even think I told my parents that I wanted one.
It kind of looked like tinfoil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for some reason, I really wanted that 1 year, and I don't even think I told my parents. I just thought like, oh, Santa knows that I want that.
Oh.
And so I was like, I remember rushing down the stairs, like looking through and seeing if I got it, and I was just like, fuck, I didn't get it.
Yeah.
And I was so bummed.
That's such a bad feeling. Like you didn't realize that Santa can't read your mind.
I thought he just knew. That's when I started getting a little skeptical.
Yeah. You know what sucked is when there was something in particular that you really wanted that was incredibly unreasonable. Like I always had gifts on my like list that I'd make that were just not. There's no way my mom was gonna get me like an iPhone when I was like 7. But like I always had these certain particular things that like my mom would never buy me this. But I would always go down in the morning of, I'd look for like a box a certain size because I knew if it was a box the size, it would be the gift. And every year I'd be disappointed. Like
Damn.
1 year I really wanted an Xbox, and I was pretty late to getting an Xbox 360 compared to like a couple. Like you, I think.
I was later.
Yeah, you were later than me, but like my buddy Trey had an Xbox 360 for like a year or 2 years before I got one. And for like 2 years I wanted one and I never got it. And then but the feeling of finally getting it one Christmas was the best feeling of all time.
Yeah. What's your like favorite gift you ever got?
Oh, that's a good question.
Or like what's something weird that you just really wanted 1 year and you got, and you look back and you're like, why did I ask for that? Because I have one.
I usually there's nothing really weird that I asked for, but I remember the best gift one time. I remember I got an Xbox One, and right when it when it came out, I was probably like 9th grade or something, but like I wasn't even expecting it. Like I obviously wanted one, but I didn't think my parents would be willing to spend like that much because it's like what, like $300 or something. And one time I didn't even ask for it. My dad got me a dirt bike. It was dope, but like,
did you ever even ride that thing?
That's the thing. Like I rode it like 3 or 4 times.
Where did you ride it?
Well, that's the thing. Like it's hard. Like don't get me wrong. I really appreciated it and I was hyped. Like I knew nothing even about dirt bikes, but at the time, my dad had a motorcycle and he was really into like.
Your dad had a motorcycle?
Yeah, my dad was really into motorcycles for a long period of time, but then eventually he had to sell them because he has fake hips, and whenever he sits down like that, they hurt really bad. But yeah, he was like a motorcycle head for a while, and I guess he thought like it'd be dope if I get my son
a motorcycle.
So he got me this like tiny little like Kawasaki or Suzuki motorcycle.
Do you still have it?
Or I mean dirt bike. No, we sold it. The thing that like I appreciated the gift so much, but the thing is like one, that's right when I was like probably going into puberty and I was gonna outgrow this tiny little bike really quickly, and two, I just like there's not that many places to ride it, and obviously my dad would have taken me places to ride it, but I only truly remember riding it like 3 times.
Damn.
And then eventually I got too big for it and we sold it.
I feel like when we were going through our like stuff or like our what am I saying? Our old like schoolwork, and you had written something like, "I'm John and I like to go dirt biking," even though you had gone like twice.
That was probably right when I got my bike. God. Yeah.
Okay. One weird thing. Oh shit! I had just thought of something that I was gonna say right before this. What were we talking about near the end of that?
Best and the worst gifts that you've got.
No, I know.
I got an Xbox.
Dirt biking. Oh yeah. Okay. So one year, I think this was for Christmas. Dude, I got Heelys.
Yeah.
But they were like 2 sizes too big, and so like they were too big for me to. I couldn't like heel around because I'm gonna slip out of my shoes, you know. And so by the time I finally grew into them, they just weren't cool anymore.
Oh.
And it was just a bummer.
Dude, but Heelys are.
I wish that I had like continued,
Yeah,
but they
you
were
should've
like.
kept wearing them.
I wish they were like my current size because I would wear them.
Yeah.
But
It's probably like a self-conscious phase where you felt like
I was like, it was like
wasn't
middle
cool
school by
anymore.
the time they fit, and it just like wouldn't have been cool. It was a bummer.
I mean, it would have been, but you would have thought that it wasn't cool.
yeah.
Like
I
in
mean,
reality, it would have been cool.
Yeah, if I was a 6th grader just heeling around the halls, like that would have been dope.
Yeah.
But I would have been so embarrassed. But I had this weird phase where I really liked this special kind of orange soda called Simply Soda. I don't really know why, but like I asked for that for Christmas, and I like got it.
For soda?
Yeah, I got it in my stocking when I was like
What?
8.
Just like one bottle or like a 12
like
pack?
a 6-pack of Simply Soda.
That is the most
So-
random thing
I
I've
know.
ever heard.
I was like, I had this weird phase. I don't know.
Simply soda.
Yeah, I've never seen it anywhere.
Like off-brand Fanta.
yeah,
is what you
basically.
wanted for Christmas.
Like not even off-brand, which is like Sunkissed. It's like off-brand, like double off.
Your mom was probably hyped. Like, all right, like if
like this
this is all you want.
Yeah, basically.
All right. Well, what was the best gift you've ever gotten? Something that just got you so hyped.
Yeah, I think my favorite gift was when I was young. I was probably like 6, and in my stocking, I got my first Game Boy.
Oh.
So I got a Game Boy SP, or Game Boy Advanced SP, which is like the one that just like folds over, and it was red. And I got Ruby, and my sister got a blue one, and she got Sapphire. And I got my first pack of Pokemon cards.
Oh.
And I didn't even know I didn't even know anything about Pokemon. I didn't know it existed.
Wow.
And it just sparked my love for Pokemon.
Dude, as a parent, having Pokemon came out, that must have been like, because you see in movies how there's like this new toy that like every kid wants, and so parents just go get it, but it's like sold out everywhere and they can't find it for their kid. That was probably
what Game Boys and Pokemon was.
For our generation, Pokemon was like the main gift. Like I remember getting Pokemon cards as like a birthday gift or whatever, and oh, dude, so many memories. It was so fun.
Yeah. Dude, I used to always ask for basketball and like baseball cards.
Yeah.
One time my uncle got me Justin Bieber cards. He like got me a bunch of like, I don't know. Dude, I have this one uncle that's like just the worst at gifts. And
things that he thinks kids would want.
Well, not even. He knows he's bad and he doesn't even care. He just puts zero thought into anything. And so like
he clearly put in some thought if he's gonna go out of his way to buy Justin Bieber.
No,
cards.
yeah, but like what I'm saying is like when I was younger, usually when you're younger, like if it's your birthday or Christmas, like usually like you get each other. Usually like you get something maybe from your uncle. But dude, he wouldn't give me anything, and then I'd see him randomly like in June, and he'd throw me a football and be like, "Merry Christmas" from when you were 9. Or like he'd show up like just randomly with like some
Yeah.
little gift and be like, yeah, this is from 4 years ago. This is your birthday present.
I mean, you have to appreciate the honesty.
Yeah, I mean, it was funny when I opened the Justin Bieber cards. I was like, all right, dude.
Yeah. Would you get offended if you got a gift that was like a re-gift? If someone got a gift from a friend and then they gifted it to you?
If it's cool, I'm going to take it.
Yeah, yeah.
When I was offended was when our friends did the Secret Santa. One of our friends clearly forgot and had me and just gave me his old fushigi, which I already had a fushigi. If you don't know what a fushigi is, it's that like glass ball that you could do those like dumb like tricks with. You look like a magician. And I just opened this like
kind of dope though. Wouldn't? Did
yeah,
you
no, but
want
I
one?
already had one.
Oh.
And it was like his fushigi. Like he
no
just,
need for two fushigis.
yeah, it's like I don't need a second fushigi. Plus, like it wasn't even in a box. Like it was just rolling around, and this like he just wrapped it.
I remember someone else got like a big black dildo, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was a weird. It was like
I
a
kind of
weird
wish
mix.
that I got a dildo.
What?
I've
What are you gonna do with
never
Never tried.
no, not on myself, but like on like a significant other. Never used a dildo, but I kind of like would like to at least try it once.
Well, the one that he got was like you're supposed to strap it on, and it's like
Oh, it's
use
a
it for like
strap-on.
use it for like double.
Oh, see,
See, that's probably not really.
that's
your
not
speed.
my thing.
Yeah, no. So we ended up just kind of slapping each other with it and like throwing it around.
Yeah.
And somebody hid it somewhere, and I don't know if anybody ever found. Oh, I know what they did with it.
Oh, wait.
They threw it on someone's driveway.
Oh, I thought they. Wait,
Somebody hid it around somebody's house
no, someone
hid
hit it on like a
on
like
a chandelier.
balcony.
On a chandelier, and then they found it. But then, like when they were driving me home, they threw it on this guy's driveway. So that's a
Imagine,
weird
like-
thing to walk out in the
Imagine
morning.
like the next day, it's like January 1st or whatever, and like the dad walks out,
Just like in his
going to work.
bathrobe and his coffee, and he just like grabs a newspaper. He's like, "Oh,
black strap on.
what's this? Oh,
Maybe
that's basically what happened."
I hope somebody is utilizing that black strap on somewhere. I hope they didn't just throw it away.
That's definitely in the garbage. It's
Think
in a
it's in a
landfill.
landfill?
It's in a landfill. But somebody who like searches through that landfill, it's a little pot of gold for somebody.
But the thing is like
Can you search landfills?
that's technically was like a perfectly usable strap on,
Yeah, it's just like
and
in
now
a dumpster.
it's just people are gonna think that it was like this
you could
gross
use
strap
some soap
on.
and water, and it's good to
Is
go.
Do you think there's anything that's like too gross to where even cleaning it with soap and water is like not enough? It's just it can't be saved.
Probably that. Something along the lines of that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
If I-
Christmas.
Never mind.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
This has been a weird episode.
This wasn't very Christmassy.
Yeah.
I ended up talking about dildos.
Yeah. So, anyways, to finish off my my Christmas morning ritual before we get into the segments, I would end up waking my parents up, and my family had this thing that we call it the egg dish, where we get like hash browns and eggs and cream of mushroom soup and cheese, and you cook it, and it just soaks up this juicy goodness, and it's
I think I had it
amazing.
one time. It's good.
Really good. What else? Yeah, so we open the presents, but the thing is like I would always try to like have the rest of my family and my sister open up all their gifts as slowly as possible because
You wanted to savor it?
like I really wanted it to last as long as possible, and they'd always be like, "John, like open up a gift. You haven't opened any of your gifts." And I'm like, "I don't want to because I don't want it to be over." Because the post Christmas morning depression is real.
It's like, well, that's it.
And now I just have to spend like the next 2 hours cleaning up, and like that's
Yeah, but you also
fun.
just got a bunch of shit. It's pretty cool. So
Yeah, but like it's almost the thrill is more in like the anticipation of opening it than actually getting the gift,
yeah,
you know? So when it's all over. No, actually, but I did have a lot of fun when like I was big into gaming, so anytime I get like a new like Madden or new 2K,
you just like
or,
ditch your family and go play.
Yeah,
2K.
I would go isolate myself for the rest of the day, and that was awesome. I miss the days when it was like
You're excited.
it's not what I was going
Excited,
for.
just being excited for anything. I
Just
miss.
being happy in life.
You know,
No, but the days when like there were certain times of the year when you would you could know for a fact that if you get on Xbox you're gonna have at least like 8 or 9 friends on.
Yeah, that's kind of over.
Yeah.
We have to text each other now.
Like when you can just get on and you look on your friends list and there's like 7 people playing like Modern Warfare 3 Infected. It's like, wow, life is good. You know,
life is good.
Anything else about Christmas, Kyle?
No, I'm all Christmased out.
All right. Well, you want to hop into our segments here?
Let's do it.
Okay, I'm gonna start this one off because I got one that is absolutely absurd to me.
Okay.
So, my principal's office this week. Well, I kind of have 2, but they're related. So, I found out there's this thing called the Influencer Awards, which is the
I heard about it.
douchiest, most egotistical award show I have ever heard of in my life.
I don't like the word influencer.
I hate it. It's
like, yeah, I'm an influencer.
because
It's like, all right, you live in LA.
in a sense, all an influencer is just someone that has a lot of followers, usually because they're hot.
Yep.
Now, that's different than being like a actual model. I think I have a lot of respect for like someone who is an actual model because that's hard to do. Like
it's a specific skill.
Did you ever see the video of this? There's this really famous girl model. I forget her name, but she's like in the modeling world. She's like kind of like the Jay-Z
Tyra
of
Banks.
modeling. Well, no, I know who that is, but there was this video of her like doing her different poses at this photo shoot and like doing these jumps and these like spins, and they were just taking like hundreds of photos of her, and it was like this 2-minute video of her just like working the floor or whatever.
Yeah.
Bro, it's actually amazing. And I'm not even exaggerating. Like, and some people were commenting like, oh, like she's just like moving around and like moving her head. But like, I'm glad that like there were people that were actually defending her. Like, listen, this might look like she's just like moving around, but that's so incredibly hard to like know how to move your body in ways that like make you look hot.
It's not a skill that I have for sure.
Yeah. And I'll try and find the video. I have to show you. It's actually so cool. And she would do these like weird hops. Because like, you know how sometimes there's photos with the models like in the air and they're like floating.
Oh, but she like here puts the egg, her eggs. Her eggs come out of her and like
no,
starts bleeding everywhere. No, like you put your legs out a certain way. So it like looks like a.
Yeah.
These are supposed to be my legs.
Yeah. So she'll do like things with her hands where they're in like these weird like karate positions or her legs are like out and then her head will be back and all this weird stuff. But then they show that the before and after photos.
It's impressive.
And it's like perfect. And I don't know. Anyways.
Mad respect to you models out there.
Yeah. But influencers aren't models.
No, less respect for you.
Influencers are just. How do you become an influencer? You get famous from something, generally because you're like a douche in some way.
If you're a guy, you have defined cheekbones, jawline.
You do a lot of like TikTok, lip sync videos. A lot of TikTok.
You probably have like some dyed hair. It's like maybe a little floppy.
You do
have
vlogs
like a 6-pack.
where you're fake pranking your mom.
Yeah. You travel a lot. Your shirt's like never on.
Yeah. So
that's about it. You wear a lot of
I didn't watch the influencer awards, but if I had to guess, it was a lot of those type of people. But anyways, relating to that, there's this guy who I would consider an influencer who runs this. Apparently, it's a website. The only time I've ever seen it is on Twitter, but there's like a website, an Instagram, a Twitter, and it's called Do It for the State.
Do It for State.
Well, the website is called Do It for the State.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
And but yeah, it's basically just called Do It for State. And the guy who runs this account apparently is just this like douche. I don't know how old he is, but it's like his business or whatever because they get views. And apparently, I don't know if their Instagram and Twitter are like this because I don't follow them, but apparently the website is just a bunch of like amateur porn. It's like college porn basically.
Okay.
And I guess that's like his business. But anyways, it was Do It and then the number 4, thestate.com. And he wanted to get the website Do It for the State, but like FOR.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So he wanted it to look more professional.
Sure.
And so there's these certain people that I guess they're called like domain squatters.
Dude, that's great. That's a specific skill that you can find that domain and just like claim it.
Yeah. Well, I guess like, I don't know how these people do it, but I guess whenever they can, they just take like claim like thousands of domains, hoping that one day a company will want this certain domain name and then pay them money for it. And so I guess he got in contact with the guy who had the actual doitforthestate.com, and he was in negotiations with him, and he offered this guy $10,000, and the guy turned it down. Which, this guy's just a savage. Like, he's probably some old guy who's just really good at like tech and is just like in his basement.
Yeah,
like,
dude. As like annoying as that would be, I have to respect that.
Yeah, for just turning it down. So this is where things get insane. So this influencer who runs this website hires his cousin, who is an ex-convict who got out of prison. They somehow find out this guy's address. They go into his house and hold him up at gunpoint, and they tell him, well, the influencer himself isn't there. He just paid his like criminal cousin to go do this.
It's like a hitman.
Yeah, it's a hitman.
It's like a mob boss
with an actual gun.
Oh my!
And he holds him up at gunpoint, and whoever this guy is somehow rips the gun out of this guy's hand, shoots him in the leg, and then calls the cops.
Dude, that guy's a beast.
And now,
this nerd in the basement,
and now
secretly knows karate.
The guy that broke into his house is going back to prison for 20 years, and this other influencer is now in court and I think he got sentenced to like 14 to 17 years in prison for conspiracy.
Damn.
So,
all right.
Yeah, shout out to whoever this guy is.
I hope this guy got some money too for the domain. You know what I mean? Like, I hope he got paid.
I hope he got more than $10,000 out of it. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought that one guy was a savage, and the other guys I just hate the influencer culture.
Yeah,
they think they're entitled to everything. Like, dude, you have followers, but you're still a human like everybody else.
Yeah. Dude, that has to be one of the coolest feelings ever, like ripping a gun out of someone's hand and like firing it back at them.
Yeah, like doing karate and somehow like
it's like you're like held at gunpoint and you just go like shoot him in the leg. Like, that has to be so cool.
Yeah,
as like
man.
terrifying as that would be, like,
yeah,
you kind of take a step back and you're like,
this guy has probably practiced jujitsu his whole life.
He's been preparing for this moment. He knew someone was gonna come with a gun.
Yeah, just waiting for the day, and finally it paid off.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle, who's going to your principal's office?
This bank that accidentally gave this lady $37 million in her account.
Whoa. That sounds like an A of the week to me.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought, but it turns out, like, I mean, she told her husband, and then her husband like called the bank, and they just gave it back. No, but then I was like, well, couldn't she technically spend that money? But then there was this guy that got probation because he got $5 million in his account on accident, and he started spending most of it. And so he was supposed to go to jail for like multiple years for like larceny or something like that, which I don't fucking know what that is.
Yeah.
But he ended up like pleading guilty and just got probation. But apparently you're not. I think it's like maybe like you have a probation officer and like they check in on you
to make sure you're not like stealing money.
Yeah, it's basically like you're like a strike away from like jail for a long time.
But the thing is like, it's not their fault. Like, they didn't go out of their way to like hack money. It's like someone just gave them money.
But you know it's wrong.
Yeah. What if you have like bad memory? What if you're like, you know what? Maybe I did earn $37 million.
Then you can plead the whatever
insanity.
I mean, that's murder, but you can't just plead insanity. Well, I don't know.
Could plead insanity and be like, I thought I had $37 million. I don't know. I feel like if I ever got convicted for a crime, I would plead insanity. I think I could pass.
And they'll find this, and they will be proven guilty.
Yeah.
Save yourself and cut that out now. Okay. Who's your new kid?
I'm gonna be honest, guys. This is my first week. I don't have a new kid.
I got one.
Actually, I'll say, you know what? I thought of one. My new kid is deleting social media apps every once in a while. Just like if you feel like you're spending too much. So like I said, I have been using the screen time thing on my phone, but I realized like I just waste a lot of time on these apps, and I realized that Twitter I don't actually use Twitter for anything useful.
Love Twitter though.
No, I like Twitter, and I'm never gonna like deactivate my account. But what I did was I just deleted my Twitter app for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and I've saved a lot of time. Like I haven't just been mindlessly scrolling. So that's my new kid. You guys should try it out. Like if you feel like you're just wasting time or you need to be productive, just like delete apps and then get your shit done and then reinstall them.
Okay.
Who's your new kid, Kyle?
My new kid is the new Xbox.
Oh,
have you heard about it?
Yeah.
Series X. I don't really know much about it. I watched this like hype video for it, and it was just like so extra.
Yeah.
It's like, what does this have to do with Xbox?
And it comes out next Christmas.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
holidays
I saw
2020.
2020, so okay.
Yeah.
But it's like vertical.
Oh.
It looks
put
like
upright?
basically it's like this
Okay.
and like maybe foot wide. I don't know.
Yeah.
It looked kind of different. The controller looked the exact same. I'm guessing it's just like better graphics.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably like just gonna be the same shit, just like a different interface and
It just
different
sucks.
games.
I hate like having to get a new one. You know.
I know. I do, and I get that. Like that's the natural progression of like technology. Is like, well, one, they need to make money, and two, there's gonna be technological limitations. But like, it is a bad feeling knowing that like if you don't want to spend $300 or $400 or $500 or whatever, you can still play games on your Xbox, but there does come a point when like
People move on.
and you become obsolete.
Exactly. That's what happened to me, dude. I like play with my Xbox 360, and then people started getting Xbox Ones. And then by that time, I just like my Xbox 360 was broken, and I was like, oh, I'll get a new Xbox 360. And then people got Xbox Ones, and I was like, I'm just out of it now.
Yeah.
Then I finally got one.
Yeah. But do you think you'll get one right when it comes out, or you think you'll wait? You'll wait a while.
See, I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm going to try to pressure people to, like, stand firm with the Xbox One, but someone's going to cave, and then someone else is going to cave, and then eventually I'm going to end up with it.
Yeah. I mean, it won't be a problem up until it gets to the point where a new game comes out
That you
that's
can only
only
play-
on the new one.
Yeah.
And then our friends will upgrade, and then you'll be stuck playing, like,
Fortnite by
Black
myself.
Ops 2 Zombies on the Xbox One.
Which, hey, that's technically the Xbox 360 game, and it's
Yeah.
compatible. What is your creative writing?
All right. This one was a really fun dream. We were at our old high school, and like we were still in high school, and we were all like on a basketball team together. We just finished a basketball game.
I was on the team?
Yeah, you were on the team. Willig was on the team.
It's like all our
Shim was on the
friends.
team. All our friends were on the
Okay.
team. And the game ended, and we heard a bunch of chanting outside, like loud chanting. So we look outside, and there's like this Jewish rally, Jewish protest.
Okay.
And so it's like it turned out that it was just like a bunch of Jewish people like protesting for their rights to like not get discriminated against or something.
All right.
And so Willig and
back it.
Willig and I are I don't know why the rest of you guys didn't, but Willig and I wanted to go join in on it and like
And we're just like, fuck
support the Jews.
that. We just weren't about it.
Well, no, I think like you
Sorry,
were only
guys.
supposed to be in it if you were Jewish.
But you were Jewish in your dream?
No, we weren't Jewish, but we went undercover.
Oh. Willie could pass as Jewish.
Yeah. Yeah. So Willig and I were undercover Jews. And so all I remember is we were like started at the high school, and we were kind of like, it was one of those marches where you go through like a whole town.
Oh, wow.
Like not just at one spot. Like we were marching through the streets.
We need more rights.
Yeah. But the funniest thing was that like every car that went by, everybody was just flipping them off like as hard as we could. Like, fuck you, man.
Oh, you were flipping off the cars?
Yeah, the Jewish people were flipping off all the cars.
That's a lot of anger.
And we were just like pretending we were Jewish. And then what happened was like there were certain checkpoints where there was like non-Jewish people that were trying to tempt us with like pork.
Oh my. Bro, this is a messed up dream.
And there was
They're
like,
just like, ooh, you want some bacon?
yeah. There was like
fucked up.
people at like corners with like
Not kosher.
sausages and like pepperoni pizzas. And I just remember like I don't know why, but the whole time Willig and I were each carrying like a fresh like Papa John's pizza. But like we had to keep the lids closed because we both had we ordered pepperoni pizzas, but
Oh,
we
you
couldn't
didn't
let
want
the
to
other
show-
Jews know that we ordered pepperoni.
Exactly. You guys probably forgot and didn't realize that like you couldn't eat them, and everyone's like, no pepperoni pizza, and you guys are like, yeah, this is cheese.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was it. And then all of a sudden it transitioned to a different dream where I was on an airplane. There was no seats. It was just like we were all sitting on the floor, and I was doing like sit-ups, and then Macklemore turns around. Macklemore turns around, and I'm wearing a Nike shirt. I'm wearing like
Okay.
a Nike shirt.
Okay.
And I get tired and I quit doing my push-ups, and Macklemore turns around and he points and he goes, "Just do it, man."
Did you
And,
keep going?
No, I just remember
Macklemore
saying
didn't
thanks, Macklemore, and then he turned around.
Wow.
And the last thing is throughout all these dreams, I remember consciously saying in the dream, like, wow, this has been a crazy day. I can't wait to talk about it on the podcast.
Wow.
Like, I was excited to tell you about these crazy days that I've been having. But it turns
That's
out it was
interesting.
all fake. So.
Well, your subconscious is still a podcaster.
I guess, man. All right, Kyle, what was your dream? Was it better than that one?
Mine makes, well, that didn't make much sense. Mine might make less sense. So Jordan and I were in an Uber in Texas, and our driver saw a tornado that was starting to form. And so he kept driving closer to get a better look. But like me and Jordan were like, dude, like just take us to our hotel. We don't want to go like closer to this tornado. And so the Uber driver kicked us out on the side of the road. So then we walked through the desert to our hotel.
Why are you in the desert?
It was in Texas. I don't know.
Okay.
It's the side of the road. We walked through a desert to get to our hotel. And then we get there and we walk in and the lady's like, oh, we've been waiting for you.
Okay.
And we're like, all right, we're here to check in. She goes, okay, all you need to do is like, I need proof of ID. So take this camera, walk into that room and take a picture of that baby.
What?
And then we're like, all right, that's cool. That makes sense. So I take this camera. Dude, this camera weighed like 50 pounds. It looked like a typewriter. I pick up this camera and I'm like struggling to hold it. Like we open the door and I'm like trying to take a picture of the baby, but like I can't get a steady frame.
Was it like was the baby just sitting there like
It was on
modeling?
it was just on a bed, like in this big bed, just on his back. And I had to take a picture of the baby. Like,
oh, so you're like standing over the top of the baby?
yeah, and like it's a 50-pound camera, so like I'm trying to get a good angle of this baby because like I need good ID, you know.
How is that?
I don't know.
How is that proof of your ID?
I don't know, but it was, and it made sense to me. And like I just couldn't get a good picture because it was so heavy, and I just remember wobbling. And Jordan's like, "Dude, just take a picture." I'm like, "It's so heavy. Why is this camera so heavy?" Anyways, I got a picture of the baby. Then we walk out, hand the pictures to the lady. She's like, "All right, cool." And then she, let's see. The flash was on, and the baby woke up.
Did Shim also take a picture of the baby?
No, he was just there with me.
Okay.
I guess it was both of our ID. Maybe it was like our love child. I don't know. We walked back to the lobby, handed her the pictures, and then she led us to our room. Then I woke up.
Okay.
So
you gave her the camera or the pictures and
of the baby.
Did she give you like an ID with the photo of the baby or?
No, we just handed her. She goes, "All right, yeah, you guys check out," and then.
Dude, where did these dreams come
Dude,
from?
I don't know.
The only thing I could think of is like
I could not have made that up. Even if I tried.
Like you were talking about how you've been really sick, so you haven't been going to the gym as much. So maybe,
maybe that was like why it was so heavy.
Yeah, like it really wasn't that heavy, but you thought it was heavy.
It could have been.
I don't know.
So I don't know where that came from or what was going on in my subconscious, but
All right. Wow. Well, that was fun. Should we wrap it up here?
yeah.
All right, guys. Well, Merry Christmas. Ho, 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 ho.
What day is this coming out on this? It is the 23rd. I hope you What?
I hope you great.
Hope you have a great next couple days. Enjoy the Christmas spirit. Enjoy time, hopefully, with your family. Open some gifts.
Eat some nog. Smell some nog. You could eat it.
All right. Yeah, I will be across the world. So
if you guys see Kyle in Spain, say hi.
Hey, if anyone's in Madrid, probably not gonna hang out with you, but say what's up.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you all so much for listening to this episode of Peak to Middle School. There's new episodes every single Monday and Thursday. We have a Patreon at patreon.com/PimsPodcast. So if you guys are like in the Christmas mood and you're like, hey, it's the 23rd.
I have extra money. Where should I give it?
Yeah, I'm feeling so generous today. You could spend $5, $10, or $15 and you could become a patron and get a bunch of extra PIMS content.
And it's worth it. Yeah.
It is.
You're not just giving us money. You're getting something in return.
Yeah, like it's a transaction that occurs.
Yeah.
And then we like you more than everybody else.
That's the main thing.
But yeah, Kyle, where can I follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram at KyleSafford36. You can also follow the podcast at Pins Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Yeah, hit us up with
anything you want us to talk
any
about.
DMs, anything like that. We'll be like, yo, what's up?
You can follow me at Hey Narwhal on Twitter and Instagram. Like I said before, new episodes every single Monday and Thursday. And I just want to say thank you guys. You know, it's the time of year where we're you tell people who you care about that you love them, and we love you guys. I got a message today from a guy that said that, or a comment on Instagram, and he said that he's a huge fan, and he's like, I've been listening since episode number 1, but he said that I like to listen to, he said I want to listen to every episode, so I'm only on episode 50, but like he's still
behind.
going strong. Like
Dude, hell yeah.
So he said that like, he said your show keeps getting better and better, and he's like, I'm only on episode 50, but I've listened to every single one, and like he likes to listen to them in order, which is really cool that like he's just, and I told him like, I understand it's really hard to keep up to date with our show because each one is like an hour and 20 minutes. We do twice a week. That's like 2 hours and 40 minutes a week. So I don't expect people to, but I don't know. It made me so happy that he was like, has literally listened to every episode.
That's awesome.
So thank you all so much. Be sure to drop a like if you're on YouTube. And if you're not on YouTube, check it out sometime. With all that being said, have a great day. We'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye.
Love you.